Day 1 through day 4 is called the follicular phase. This is when menstruation occurs. Menstruation is the monthly shedding of your uterine or endocrine lining. Though it can be uncomfortable and sometimes inconvenient, your period is your body's way of telling you that your reproductive system is working properly. During this time, FSH, the follicle-stimulating hormone, is secreted from the pituitary gland in the brain and is in charge of oocyte development in the follicle. FSH is also increasing, which causes the follicle to develop.
Day 5 through 14 is called the ovulatory phase, where FSH and the developing follicle stimulate estrogen release. This estrogen then stimulates the endometrium development and LH, the luteinizing hormone, which is secreted from the pituitary gland and is necessary to trigger ovulation. It also causes meiosis I, which matures the oocyte. By day 14, LH peaks, which causes ovulation. The lining of the uterus, or endometrium, thickens in preparation for the egg. This occurs 14 days before the end of your menstrual cycle. Day 14 through day 28 is called the luteal phase, where there's a significant fall in LH. The corpus luteum forms from the empty follicle and releases progesterone, a hormone secreted from the corpus luteum in the ovaries, which allows for the thickening of the endometrium. This maintains the endometrium and inhibits FSH and LH. If an embryo has not been formed, then the corpus luteum disintegrates, and the nutrients are reabsorbed back into the body. Late in the luteal phase, on days 26 through day 28, the uterine lining detaches, which signals the end of one cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. This process is repeated continuously from when a woman reaches puberty, usually around age 12, until menopause, which is usually around age 50.
During the menstrual cycle, estrogen is released from the ovaries, which stimulates LH secretion early on, which is an example of a positive feedback loop. It also inhibits LH and FSH later on in the cycle. This inhibition is an example of a negative feedback loop. Estrogen also aids in the development of the endometrium. Potential problems include cramps, premenstrual syndrome, abbreviated as PMS, mood swings, acne, and endometriosis.